Charles Goodnight, a pioneer of cattle trails, was born on March 5, 1836, in Macoupin County, Illinois. When he was 10, his family relocated to Waco, Texas. By the age of 20, he had taken up the life of a cowboy, fighting against Comanche raiders as part of the local militia. In 1857, he joined the Texas Rangers, where he continued to battle in the Indian Wars and served as a scout. During the Civil War, he resumed his role as a scout. After the war, Goodnight partnered with Oliver Loving to drive cattle from Fort Belknap, Texas, to Fort Sumner, New Mexico, creating the renowned Goodnight-Loving Trail. During this period, Charles invented the chuck wagon, adapting an Army surplus Studebaker wagon for practical use on long cattle drives. Unfortunately, Loving fell victim to a Comanche war party in 1867, but this tragedy did not deter Goodnight from organizing cattle drives independently. While busy with his numerous cattle drives, Goodnight married Mary Ann (Molly) Dyer, a schoolteacher from Weatherford, Texas, on July 26, 1870. A year later, he teamed up with John Chisholm, extending the trail from New Mexico to Colorado and eventually Wyoming. In 1876, Goodnight established the J.A. Ranch in Palo Duro Canyon. In partnership with John Adair, the ranch grew to encompass nearly 1 million acres, maintaining a herd of approximately 100,000 cattle and preserving bison, which still roam the land today. During the summer of 1878, Goodnight led the first J.A. trail herd north to Dodge City, Kansas, the nearest railhead. This journey along the Palo Duro-Dodge City Trail became widely used by panhandle ranchers in the ensuing years. A few months later, when impoverished Indians from the Indian Territory reservations arrived to hunt the scarce buffalo, Goodnight negotiated a famous treaty with Quanah Parker. In this agreement, he promised to provide 2 beeves every other day if Parker and his followers refrained from disturbing the J.A. herd. In 1879, Goodnight relocated the ranch headquarters to Turkey Creek, further east, to be nearer to the railroad. He constructed a new ranch, a log home for himself, and later, a stone house for the Adairs to reside in. By 1880, the region faced significant challenges from various cattle rustlers. Charles Goodnight, after warning the Texas Rangers that he would take matters into his own hands if they couldn't handle the issue, established the Panhandle Stockmen's Association. This association, situated in Mobeetie, Texas, promptly addressed the problem of cattle rustling by administering vigilante justice to the area's outlaws and cattle thieves. Anticipating the end of the open range era, Goodnight parted ways with Adair and the J.A. Ranch in 1889. He purchased his ranch in what would later become the village of Goodnight, Texas. Reportedly, he was the first panhandle rancher to erect barbed wire fences. Over the following years, Goodnight ventured into various endeavors, including the establishment of Goodnight College in Armstrong County, Texas. He also worked as a newspaperman and banker. However, an investment in Mexican silver mines eventually led to his financial downfall. Faced with the need to sell his ranch, Goodnight transferred the property to a friend, oilman W.J. McAllister, in 1919, with the provision that he and his wife could reside there until their passing. His wife passed away before him in 1926, and Charles Goodnight continued to live there until the end of that year before relocating to Clarendon, Texas. He passed away on December 12, 1929. The J.A. Ranch remains active today, situated within Palo Duro Canyon and owned by descendants of the Adair family. The original structures, built in 1879, are still standing, including the substantial stone house constructed for the Adairs. While they have been modernized and expanded, they continue to dominate the collection of buildings at the ranch headquarters. Goodnight's original dugout cabin is located in Palo Duro Canyon State Park and has been reconstructed by the Panhandle Plains Historical Society. The frame house where Goodnight resided from 1889 until 1926 still stands in the town of Goodnight, Texas. It served as a private residence until 2005, when Mr. and Mrs. Brent Cavanis and Mr. and Mrs. Marsh Pittman donated the home, along with 30 acres of land and an initial investment for preservation, to establish the Charles Goodnight Historical Center. The Charles and Mary Ann Dyer Goodnight House is considered one of the most historically significant structures in the Texas Panhandle and the state of Texas. Its restoration was completed in 2012, and it currently operates as a museum and learning center.